Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. As I always say, actions have consequences. Okay, and another thing is the strongest will always dictate. And the strongest or the victor writes the history. All these things are well known. But it seems like Japan does not want to understand that. Or, I think which is the more likely scenario, cannot do anything. It's in the grip of the United States of America and cannot do anything even if it wants. So that goes to the second rule, which is the stronger will always, dictate, which is the United States of America. What happened? You wouldn't believe it. A Russian submarine in the Sea of Japan tested a Kalibr cruise missiles, a long-range missile. So it's in the Sea of Japan and it just hits a target about 1,000 kilometers away. What does that tell you? Well, it tells you that that is a big warning towards Japan, which just happened to agreed to purchase 400 Tomahawk missiles, long-range missiles, from the United States of America. So let's read this beautiful article, and I have maps too, so we can have a visual understanding about who's who and what's what. This article comes from Reuters via Yahoo News. It is from March 2nd, 2023. Russian submarine launches cruise missile from Sea of Japan in a drill. A Russian submarine in the Sea of Japan, I was about to say Russia, has hit a land target over 1,000 kilometers, 621 miles away with a Kalibr cruise missile in a drill. Russia's defense ministry said on Friday the same type of missile Moscow uses in Ukraine conflict. So they must have a lot of missiles if they can afford using them as a drill, as a warning. All right, so let's see a little bit what's going on here. Pa-pam! This is the map of Japan, okay? Now, this is the Japan Sea right here. And this is the Russian Federation, China, North Korea, South Korea. These are the countries concerned with all this little sea. Now I'm going to go to a different map, right? Ba-bam! So you can see a wider scale to see who are the neighbors. And you find out their neighbors are the same neighbors. I don't see here United States of America as a neighbor. I don't see Australia as a neighbor. I don't see Weasel Trudeau as a neighbor. You know what I mean? Oh, let's make it bigger. Maybe we find it. Oh, here they are, all the neighbors of Japan. Remember, this right here is this. That right here. So you can imagine how far this country is right here, or right here, which is the United States of America, right? Right here. This is Alaska. Polar bears and grizzly bears and all the other things, and humans as well. So here it is. Here is Japan, all right? This is Australia here, all right? Just so you know, Australia is very upset because its neighbor right here, about what? I can even 6,000 miles away from it or something. Because remember, here somewhere here is the how do you call those? What are the countries? I forgot about them. Solomon Islands, right here, somewhere here, right here. Solomon Islands. And from here to here are 2,000 kilometers, all right? So it's like 2,000 kilometers at 1,000.2 miles, 1,000 miles about, more than 1,000. So we have here 2,000 kilometers from here to here. Now imagine from here, to there. How much is it? Let's say 2, 4, 6, let's say 7 straight to the Sea of Japan. 7,000 kilometers. 7,000 kilometers. That is what? About what? 4, more than 4,000 miles. These are neighbors, right? So this is where the Russians did it. And they did 1,000 kilometers. 1,000 kilometers, that means they hit something here. Over there somewhere, in the northest of the northest, right here somewhere. because as I said, 200, 4, 6, 8, somewhere in this radius right here when my mouse plays left and right. Pop, 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 pop. All right, let's see. So I think Japan shit its pants, but hey, they have the Americans on them. See, target was 1,000 kilometers, 621 miles. The ministry published a video showing the missile emerging from under the water and then hitting a target at a training area in Russia's eastern Khabarovsk region. Let's find where that is, right? Khabarovsk. Let's do like this. And then I'm going to find it. Copy. All right. Ta-da! Here we have Khabarovsk right here. So Sea of Japan right here. They see it from here, there somewhere. But this is the region. This is the city, I'm assuming, Khabarovsk. So in this area right here. So, pretty far. Let's go back to the article. Russia locked in a decades-old territorial dispute with Tokyo over a chain of Pacific islands, said an undisclosed number of its Pacific Fleet ships. Jets and drones were also involved in the drill, securing the perimeter. So, yeah, you got the Russians right here, the Chinese right here, North Korea. Yeah, great, great. Moscow has used Kalibr missiles to attack multiple targets in Ukraine, including power stations, blah, 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 blah. Okay, I got that little thing over there. So Kramatorsk should be in this area right here. Not even that far where I thought, but then there must be a little calculation. That's good, around here somewhere. Okay, that's it with that. So that's what happens when you impose sanctions on Russia without having to. That's why happens when you don't want to discuss with Russia the issue of the Second World War. You know, they're still technically at war. They didn't sign an armistice or anything like that, a peace treaty. There's no peace treaty between Japan and Russia. Russia being, you know, the heir of the Soviet Union or something. So, and that's not, these are not decisions that really are in the interest of Japan. But since Japan is like this by the boss, what are they going to do? Remember, if tomorrow United States as a country will not exist or never existed, let's say, well, what's that? No, there's not there. All those countries will talk differently to one another. You say, well, yeah, immediately the Chinese will invade them or something like that. Well, or the North Koreans will invade South Korea and so on. Well, maybe not. I mean, I'm pretty sure that things would have evolved differently if there would not have been the United States as being the peacekeeper on this planet, if you know what I mean. So such a good peacekeeper. Just look in the past 30 years and find out. The examples over there, I don't have to enumerate them. So good job, Japan, good job. You got these guys conducting military drills. And by the way, I don't know if you heard, but the United States of America and South Korea will conduct their major drills next to North Korea. North Korea has nuclear weapons and said that if United States and weasel countries will conduct this kind of military drills over there, they will respond in an unprecedented manner. What does that mean? They're going to turn around, take their pants off and show their butt or something? We'll find out, I guess. The little, the woodchuck, Kim Jong-un, will, I'm pretty sure he's going to give them a hard time. Unfortunately. And then it makes you wonder, who pushes for all this? Who escalates things? Oh, yeah, Russia, China, North Korea, Iran, Serbia, and whomever doesn't follow the big script of the big guy who grabbed Japan since what, 1945. And remember, Japan and the United States signed a peace treaty, I think on September 2nd, 1945, on one of the Americans' Navy warships, if you remember. There's pictures with that. That's where they had to be humiliated. Unconditional surrender after you drop 2 atomic bombs on cities. That's a war crime right there. after you tell them that the emperor is not divine. I don't know if you're aware what Emperor Hirohito, then emperor, had a little speech on the radio, and he said, we have to bear the unbearable. Well, you say, well, you attacked us in Pearl Harbor. Yeah, that's true. Did you do anything to these guys to trigger that? No, my history doesn't tell me that. Well, I can give you your history, all right? Just look what happened prior to that, and one of the reasons why the Japanese sneaky attack on Pearl Harbor, okay? And maybe you can find out some economic reasons and some, sanctions. Just look, they were not called sanctions, they were called, I can't remember exactly the term, but permission. So you don't have the permission to come over here, you don't have permission to do business with this, because the neighbor, United States of America, I told you, I showed the map, told the Japanese they can't do that over there. They can't do that. They can't get resources where they would like to. Why? Because the United States told them so. So anyway, if you're interested in learning more about the US history, look into that. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.